Welcome back to the Spook House. My name is Phil. It's good to be back. You all know my co-host. He is the Parmesan to my marinara, the mozzarella to my rigatoni. It is my friend Doug. How you doing?
It almost sounded like you practiced that. Were you doing that in the mirror in the shower?
No, just thinking of, a few seconds before we hit record, I was like, pasta, marinara, what can I say?
We're like the progressive version of Juno. You're the cheese to my macaroni. You know that song from Juno?
Deep
Michael
cut.
Cera
Barely remember that movie, but all right.
I'll shut the fuck up.
No.
Sorry for the deep reference.
Do you got a copy of Juno over there?
Shit, no, I don't.
Is that even out on VHS? That was like what, 2007?
Precisely, yeah, 2007. So they stopped making VHS tapes way before that.
I believe
not even really, because Just Friends is on VHS, and that movie came out in 2005.
Yeah, the last mainstream tape put out on VHS was in 2006, and it was, I believe, it's the movie with God damn it, his name Hugo something.
Viggo Mortensen?
Yeah, Viggo.
Oh
Mortensen.
wait, I know which one you're talking about. History of Violence.
Yes, there it is.
I knew I heard that before. We might have talked about it, but I don't know.
Yeah, but we are going to talk all about VHS today. We both love tapes. We both collect them. We both hunt for them. So I was like, hey, Doug, pick out a stack of tapes. I'll pick out a stack, and we'll just kind of go through them, talk about some of our favorite scores over the years. Let me ask you this. What is the last good score in the wild? Like, truly thrift hunting, you come across it, you're like, holy shit. What was the last big one?
Trying to think, because if conventions count, then I could say VHS Fest, because every single convention is prime for tape hunting, because
yeah,
you know, the vendors always know that people are gonna buy tapes, and some people just sell tapes, and they do very well there. So if we're counting like VHS Fest and Monster Mania and places like that, rather than just regular thrift shops, I would have to say VHS Fest, and I have one picked out in my stack.
Hey, what you got over there?
That we're gonna get into it. We're gonna crack it down.
Tape number one. What you got, Galliardo?
Right, so this one I found at VHS Fest, so I watched it like a couple weeks before VHS Fest, and was like, this movie it's a very ridiculous movie, kind of repetitive, and kind of has like some like giallo aspects in it, with like the weird, like, you know, giallo movies have like that funk like score or whatever, like the old like buddy cop, like
lots of slap bass.
Yeah, like very early Seinfeld.
Yeah.
So Mardi Gras Massacre.
Hey. Yeah, I watched that a couple months ago for the first time. And you're right, very repetitive. Like, if you watch 30 minutes of that movie, you watch the whole thing.
Pretty much. And the camera, it's like, I think it's a good watch because the filmmaking of it is like the most fun, because like shots linger on for too long, and you're like,
yeah,
why doesn't the director cut? There's nothing here. There's no plot being driven forward. It's just them talking in a diner for like longer than expected. And then the killer, who says the same monologue over and over and over and over again.
Are
you're like,
you
shit,
evil?
And he wears that weird like pharaoh mask from Party City.
So the plot is basically, it's set in New Orleans, and this guy is trying to rid the streets of evil. So he's going up to these women in bars, and he's like, are you evil? And I love how one lady's like, honey, I'm as evil as they come.
Yeah, he's basically killing prostitutes. The dialogue is not the best, but it is a very fun movie. And the chase scene at the end is really good. It is very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, and that music you're talking about, the funk music, whenever he starts his little ritual killings, I was like, Tame Impala owes this guy a sandwich or something. Like, that's what it sounds like. Like that drum beat and the bass.
It's very atmospheric, very synth driven.
Yeah, I still know the song in my head. They play it 1,000 times, so you kind of get stuck in there. All
Yeah,
right, but good tape. If you don't
yeah.
mind me asking, what that tape set you back?
I feel like
Hey,
we're on an episode of Are You Garbage? How much money do
hey,
you have in your bank right now? What's your credit score?
hey.
So I did. So after I saw the movie, I was perusing eBay and saw it going for like
Some,
180, 160, around 200.
yeah.
Scored this puppy for like $80.
Hey, not bad, not bad.
So I'll accept it. And it has a little cool like side flap here, so you can
Mm-hmm.
open its torso up and see its insides.
They call that a side loader in the
Side
biz.
loader.
Yeah. I used to have a Fright Night, the side loader. I forgot which company put those out, but they do
I
a
think
lot of.
RCA, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. Yeah, I have Karate Kid 1 and 2. Those are side loaders. But
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
those tapes are just beautiful. Their layout.
Yeah, they're
Um,
always this company. I don't really know how to pronounce it. This Roman numeral thing over here. We sound like real collectors right now.
VCI.
Yep. Yeah, I could have just read that. I thought it looked like VC. I was like,
I don't know what this says.
hieroglyphics on the side here. Not really sure what to make of it.
What are these letters?
VC2. I swear I'm only dyslexic with numbers. But yeah, this company I love because the Prowler, this company released that on tape, and it
true.
always has like the big border over here, like it splits up the art to be like only on top. Very satisfying to look at.
All right, good tape, good tape. All right,
All right, what do you got?
Okay, so I picked this up a couple weekends ago when I was in Tennessee with my friend Lunch Meat. We drove out there 6 hours, did this little event. There are lots of vendors set up, and I came across this guy, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Yeah,
Screener copy.
that's the screener copy right there.
Yeah, and apparently I got it for $10, and I guess he was selling it cheap because if you see here, the corner has been literally chewed up by a dog. There's a giant hole
Or a
in it.
child. If he had a baby, maybe he took a chunk out of it.
Yeah, but I couldn't pass it up, and personally, I don't mind if I'm like, oh, that's cool. There's a giant chunk bitten out of this tape. It's kind of fitting for the movie. So I was like, it adds a little bit of character, you know?
Always a fan of the wear and tear. A little bit of wear and tear, there's no problem with. And like you said, it was $10.
Yeah.
So you really can't pass up a $10 tape of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And it's still the movie, you know?
Actually, this was a trade. So I traded. I still can't decide if I came out good. I traded my Evil Dead 2 Vestron video release for this and a resealed copy of New Nightmare. I thought it was factory sealed at the time, but upon further inspection, it was clearly a used tape somebody brought into FYE and then they resealed it. But I was like, hey, you know what? Fair trade. He was a really nice guy, so I'm like,
I mean, all of those tapes that you just mentioned are you have very good stories from them because you found that Evil Dead 2 tape for like 25 cents.
yes.
So it's really not like you're losing much, really.
Yeah, that's true. And
But also you like gained from like I don't know. I feel like if you personally like something more, then you've gained something in your collection that you really love, rather than like the price value on it.
right. And I like TCM2 more than Evil Dead 2. It's just me. So,
I agree with you on that one.
yeah.
I think we both have the
no
same...
hate.
Yeah.
Other than
our feelings on the Evil Dead franchise, I feel like align.
Hey, well, you heard our last episode. If we still have any listeners left
That's
after our Scream 6 and Evil Dead Rise episodes, they're like, these fucking guys.
I swear, we do love movies. We just love good movies.
We want to like movies, but okay. I digress.
Yeah,
we got
on this rabbit hole.
we got tapes to talk about. All right, Doug, you're up next. What you got?
All right, so I tried to pick out tapes with like a story attached to it. I feel like I'm on Maury talking about like VHS.
R.I.P. Jerry Springer.
So this one, I didn't know he was like a senator or something.
Me neither.
The dude was probably in like the Oval Office or whatever, mediating like fights. Between, like, all right, so Donald Trump fucked your wife. He did, right? Okay. So this tape. This is one of my top 5 favorite horror movies of all time.
Big words.
Yep, this is a personal ranking in my top 5. I saw it when I was, I don't know, 13 or 14 and immediately got attached to it. So it has a little bit of nostalgia. And I was in Portland last year visiting my sister, and they have a whole bunch of cool thrift shops and like outdoor markets over there. And there's this place called Mixtape PDX, and they had an outdoor VHS swap flea market. So I was like, that's where I'm fucking going.
Hey, now we're talking.
And my sister came with me, and she was like, I've never saw anyone drop money that fast. Because I was just like, tape, money, tape, take this. And Alex is holding a fucking huge stack the size of the Eiffel Tower. And so I got this for $5 actually, which is a pretty good find. Creepshow 2, the New World video edition.
Hey.
As you can see, very where the fuck's the camera? Whole lot of wear and tear on this bad boy.
Well loved.
Especially on the bottom over here.
Mm-hmm.
And the flaps are a little janky, but I love this movie, and I had the other version of the tape I got during the pandemic, like the I
have that one.
Okay, yeah, that's the one that you have
with the yellow border.
Yeah, I don't like the tape with like the yellow borders. It blocks out the cover art too much, but this cover art I absolutely love. I personally like Creepshow 2 better than Creepshow 1, and I was happy to score this version because I've been trying to track that down.
Hey, all right. Good tape. Good find. I like the rated R sticker on the box.
Yeah, that's a good addition. Let's see what it's very hard to take this tape out because it's like glued shut. And it has some just like weird tapes on the side here.
Yeah.
But it is fresh in my eyes.
All right, really good pick there.
Are you a Creepshow 1 or Creepshow 2 guy? I mean, you could be both, but if you had to pick one.
I guess I prefer the first one. I don't think it's the best horror anthology out there. A lot of people like to throw it out like it is.
Big word and more big words.
I think Tales from the Dark Side's better than Creepshow. As far as like each story being really good.
I feel like it's hard
overall.
also to like I kind of agree with you on that.
Like and the makeup effects on Tales from the Dark Side done by K&B, so good. I mean,
Greg Nicotero always killed. I think he did the effects on Creepshow too.
Possibly.
Yeah,
wait, no, that was Savini, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. You're right. I was thinking of something else.
Okay.
No, K&B Effects does him. It's always a toss-up of who does the practical effects. They're like the head honchos in town.
All right. Was it my turn? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I got...
What's up next?
Well, Doug, up next we got a copy of
After this commercial break.
After this commercial break. This is a fan copy of Midsummer from out of print video. And I'll hold up the tape here. This is just really cool. Floral print all around. I mean, how cool is that?
That is some badass artwork.
Yeah. So
are those like stickers, or is that painted on there?
No, that's like I don't know how he got this up here. Wait, yeah, I think it is like some sort of sticker that
like a decal or something.
Yeah. But it almost looks painted on. But very cool.
Yeah, I do like the blue like topper on that bad boy.
Yeah, and it's even got a custom inside case here. So
I remember you sent me your haul. You found it on eBay. I remember you sent me like, look at this shit.
I got that. Hereditary. The short films of Ari Aster. Collection of his short films on VHS. I got all those for, I think I paid $100 for all those. So
pretty solid price.
Yeah.
Especially to have all those movies on tape in your collection.
Yeah, not bad. Even though I'm personally not the biggest fan of this movie. I do like it, but kind of have no desire to rewatch it.
But it is a beautiful looking tape.
It's a beautiful looking tape, and it deserves some love, so I had to pick it up. Delerve some lerve. It's early, folks. We're recording at like 10 a.m. My brain's not working quite right.
Yeah, we both just woke up. I have
Yeah.
yogurt still dripping off my beard. Phil is like, he's fucking turtle heading out of his butthole.
Hey, why you gotta get graphic, Doug? All right, your turn. What's your next tape?
I mean, I'm in the business of the truth. So this next tape I picked because I found this out in the wild. It's not like, I guess, an impressive tape by like collector standards, but I love the movie, and this tape holds a place near and dear to my heart because it was one of the first ones I got when I started like hunting for tapes like out in the wild and thrifting and stuff like that, and like getting all into that. So I picked Escape from New York.
Hey.
Love this movie. I've seen it so many times. I saw it in the theater 4th of July weekend because that's what we're celebrating, Kurt Russell instead of America here.
That's right.
And yeah, I found it in the thrift shop. Like, there's nothing more exhilarating when you're at a thrift shop.
Yes.
And you see, when you're perusing the tapes and you see like a title and you're like, oh, you have that like gasp
Yeah.
type of moment. Like, oh shit, I found it. And this one, it was 2020 before like it was when the world like kind of shut down. It was like March 2020 and things were still like up in the air. Stores were still open. People weren't sure whether to wear masks inside or outside. So hand sanitizer was on deck always. And me and my ex-girlfriend were walking through Island Thrift, and we saw this. I also got a couple others, but this one I was just so happy to find this movie.
That's a good pick. And I like that it was a true in the wild find. Like, it's one thing to go to, VHS Fest or some of these other events, and there's just going to be tapes galore.
You're in the store, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I don't know about you, but I hit up thrift stores so many times during the week. I'm like, oh, well, I got an hour break at work. Let me hit up these 3 thrift stores. And I can't tell you how many times I go in there. It's just same old shit. Oh, yeah. Copy a Twister.
Titanic,
Coyote Ugly. Titanic, Sister Act.
all the usual culprits.
But every now and again, a title like that is sitting there and you're like, oh shit. Because if you see one tape like that, you're like, whoa, maybe somebody dropped off a whole box of tapes.
Right, yeah, what else do they have?
Yeah, so you get charged up. It's kind of like that Evil Dead 2 score. I found that, the HBO Evil Dead release.
That was an insane find for you.
Near Dark, The Lost Boys, a couple other good tapes. But those days don't happen often, but it's so good when it does happen.
Yeah, it's always exciting finding like going back to, if I drove, I would go to more thrift shops, but me and Holly have driven around a whole bunch of times, hitting thrift to thrift to thrift, and we have like, everyone has their own like their special spots that they go to that knows that they usually get tapes in. Like the specialty thrift shops, like the vintage places usually have like the better ones. But yeah, you never know what you can find anywhere. Outdoor markets are always good because it's just all the vendors have the most random stuff.
Yeah.
It could be like Halloween decor, army helmets, and then some tapes.
Yeah. Butterfly knives, some possibly racist t-shirts.
I was going to say there's
always that guy.
Yep. He has like a Trump 2024 banner, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna.
He's like, you want to buy a buck knife? Oh, I'm good.
No, we're in Long Island.
I
don't need a buck knife, sir. Maybe you do in North Carolina. You hunt for some dinner like Joe Rogan.
But yeah, back to like finding tapes in the wild. It's all about consistency, because it's not like, hey, which thrift shop always has the good tapes. It's just a matter of where somebody dropped them off. So you could go to a thrift store on Tuesday and they not have shit, but you go back the next day, who knows? They could have got in the epic haul of a lifetime. You just gotta be consistent.
Fun. What's that? Yeah.
I say you just gotta be consistent.
And going to different ones, like having like a full day of ping ponging back and forth to different ones. It's just so much fun to like be out and see what's out there, even if you're
Yeah.
not like shopping for tapes, just to like see like the antique, like antique furniture, or antique little tchotchkes that people used to have. It's just pretty. It's just always badass to see what was. I don't know. That stuff has like a lot more character than I feel like the modern day,
Yeah.
household items that people have.
Hey, I thrift all the time. Hey, you come down to North Carolina, me and you, buddy, we're going thrifting. I got
I
like
got. I
six
gotta book that
stores.
flight, baby.
Hey, anytime. You know you're welcome. All
Oh,
right. My turn.
yes, it is, Daddy.
Oh, hey, real quick to anybody listening. Fear Fest coming up, Memorial Day weekend, May 26th through the 28th. I will be out there slinging some tapes, possibly some of the ones I show here. And Doug can unfortunately not make the trip down.
No, I wish I could.
Yeah.
I was supposed to, but there's a lot going on that weekend.
Oh yeah, something about your boss is going to see Taylor Swift, and thanks a lot, Taylor Swift. Very cool.
Taylor Swift is out here ruining lives. Plus, my mom is going to Portland. She's going to visit my sister, so I will have Walter for like 5 days. So I can't leave the house.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to blame Walter.
Don't blame my mom and and
let me
Taylor
keep
Swift.
the Taylor Swift hate. Which, by the way, when did Taylor Swift become like? I always knew she was a big pop singer, but lately there's like this rabid cult status around her, like the whole Swiftie army and everything. And I'm like, what's the big fucking deal?
Apparently, it's always been like that. We were just too blind to see it. I don't know what made her reach that upper echelon of celebrity status.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I don't like her music, but I totally respect what she's doing because she's playing like night in, night out, back to back, selling out arenas. I think the music is trash, and I think it's just like completely manufactured pop music with kind of no emotion. But again, I'm not attached to her. I'm not attached to that style of music. I respect what she's doing, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what made her like. I don't know what piece of material made her like blow up to like sell out like arenas. But she's been playing big places for a long time. I'm sorry that we're getting on a Taylor Swift tangent right now. I didn't really think this is what was gonna happen.
Hey. But yeah, she's selling out like football stadiums.
If like arenas, dude.
Yeah.
Night after night. She's doing 3-hour sets with like outfit changes, like no breaks. She's just playing straight through. That's crazy for anyone to perform like that.
I bet she is a monster behind closed doors. Like she just gives off that insincerity vibe. I bet behind closed doors she's like, I asked for a Diet Coke, not a Pepsi, you piece of shit. Do you know who I am?
She's like Les Grossman from Tropic Thunder. Diet Coke, you piece of shit.
All right, well, next tape.
Well, I'm sure that won't be a clip out on social media.
Oh,
Talking about Taylor Swift.
don't come after us, Swifties.
We respect you.
But yeah, Carolina Fear Fest, come on down. Come say what's up. It'll be fun. All right, next tape.
Tapes, Pat Phil on this bald ass head.
Thanks, Doug. I shaved my head, okay? I'm not bald.
Oh, you can actually grow hair. I can't.
Hey, it's free. It's easy. I just shave it once a week. Boom. Done.
It looks good on you, kid.
Hey,
You
thanks.
pull it off.
Hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
Wait till it gets salt and peppery.
Oh, it's already there. I don't want to grow it out. I'm scared to see how many gray hairs I have now.
Nah, do it, dude.
All right.
Get the OC look back. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
Next tape, Dog Soldiers. Doug, have you ever seen this?
I've actually never saw this movie, and I know the anniversary of it was actually like 3 days ago.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Bloody Disgusting and Fangoria posted like a on this day type of deal, and it said Dog Soldiers came out this day in May, whatever it was. No, I never saw this movie. I always passed it up watching it on like Tubi or whatever. I never saw it like back. I never even heard of it up until a couple years ago.
One of the best werewolf movies out there, modern day werewolf movies.
When was it made? 90s?
I'm guessing 2003.
Oh, wow.
The 20th anniversary just happened. That's what I was going to guess anyways. Yeah, that's right, because Neil Marshall directed this, who also did The Descent a couple years later. This was his first movie, I believe. But very good. If you like a good werewolf kind of action heavy movie, it's like these soldiers get trapped in this house in the middle of the woods and there's werewolves around. Great movie. Highly recommend it. But I picked this up along with probably the best VHS haul I've ever had just a few weeks ago.
Was that at the festival or no?
No, so this was
Oh wait, I think you sent me a picture of like your shopping cart or something, and you're like, best haul ever. I forgot what you said.
Oh no. So all right, a couple weeks ago, I got back from Tennessee, which by the way, I caught a horrible sinus infection. I was sick as shit. Like I felt like I had the flu, body aches, fever, all that. But I was looking around on Craigslist and I saw this guy had 4 tubs of VHS. It was like $60 for everything. And the only picture I saw was on the top of one of the crates. And in that picture, I saw a copy of Trick or Treat. And I was like, holy shit. But there was no other guarantee that there would be good tapes in there. So I drove an hour and 20 minutes each way, just about to die from being sick, but I was like, I'm gonna get these fucking tapes. So I was also stuck in my house.
Trick or treat.
Yeah, and I was going stir crazy anyway, so I was like, I need to get out of the house, but I'm gonna get these tapes. And 4 giant tubs, and there was so much good shit in there. Like, too much to even list right now. But
a lot of like music video tapes, like a lot of like concert films and stuff like that were in
there. Trick or Treat, Dog Soldiers, Night of the Creeps.
Yes, that was the other banger that was in there.
Whew, dude.
I think I was in where I was watching some movie and you texted me. You're like, "Yo, look at what the fuck I just posted. This haul is crazy." I remember you texted me, you're like, "I'm going to pick up these tapes. I have no idea what's in there." And then you sent me a picture of Trick or Treat. No, you sent me a picture of Night of the Creeps. And you told me about Trick or Treat. I was like, wow, $60 for, first of all, just those 2 tapes alone.
Oh, yeah.
Are enough for the drive. Because people sell those for way more than $60.
Yeah, I drove out to the middle of nowhere, went to this trailer park. I pull up to this single wide trailer. It's a pickup truck with a Rebel flag license plate on the front. I'm like, all right. So I walk up to his house and there's like 15 Rebel flag, various types of stickers on his door, on the back of the truck.
A racial medley going on in front of his house.
He walks out onto the porch, Rebel flag belt buckle, and like cowboy hat. It's like this, well, you picture him. And I'm like, you know what? Let's make this quick. All right, here's the money. Thank you very much, sir. See you later.
Yeah, there's really no reason to, like, sometimes you want to sit down with the person and maybe talk about how, like, he acquired the tapes. This guy doesn't really seem like he would have any good things to say.
Well, I was like, so you like horror movies, huh? He's like, oh yeah, man, I love horror movies, man. Freddy and Jason, those are my favorites. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. All right, well.
Yeah, bye.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.
As he spit out chewing tobacco right at your shoes.
But yeah, that was like easily the best. Yeah, definitely the best haul I've ever had. So,
looks, maybe you got to check Craigslist more often if that's the hidden gem.
Hey, tapehead tip: always be checking Craigslist.
Facebook Marketplace is also a solid spot to check. You never know what could be on there. Craigslist.
And I recently found out that Goodwill, like they have a website you can shop at.
Oh,
so it's kind of like eBay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was looking through it yesterday, and there's some decent deals up there. A little bit better than eBay, maybe. Not as many selections, but yeah.
But another little sure if you're like a tape head, like starting out, and you're just trying to like gather up tapes and movies that you don't have and that you want, probably a good spot to get some deals.
Yeah. All right, Doug, what you got?
All right, so I'm gonna go with a Vincent Price classic here.
Hey,
the original House of Wax, 1954. No, 1953 over here.
You gifted me your Warner Brothers clamshell of that movie.
I do
Thank you
remember
very much.
Yes. It kind of
Yeah.
looked like the front of that Midsummer tape that you have with like the green and
Mm-hmm.
black. But yeah, I found this again. This was another Island Thrift in Huntington score. They kind of had a whole bunch of. I remember this haul that I got. It was like House of Wax. It was the Universal monster Dracula. They had like a whole bunch of those, like Frankenstein, the Mummy. Uh, this one, and I think I got it in the same haul as Escape from New York. I was just really pumped to see House of Wax because I love the original movie. Um, and I always just like to give these Vincent Price movies a shout out because like the storytelling in these movies are just incredible on another level with like the dialogue was so sharp back then and like
Yeah.
people need to watch these movies.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen and I don't know how I feel like we've talked about the remake of House of Wax, which did like a very good job of like adopting some stuff from the original but making it a completely new thing. But if you want like good storytelling and horror and like very sharp, witty dialogue and a cool mystery, House of Wax is where
It
it's
is a
at.
good movie. Um, yeah, when his mask breaks and the
Yeah.
reveal happens, such a cool moment.
And when
Like,
the woman starts realizing that it's her friend, like who was like the statue that forgot what he was like sculpting. Not the Mona Lisa. I forgot what it was, but when she notices like the earrings or whatever or like similarities between her and her friend, like oh, like she's so close to like discovering it. It's just so
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. I
But
gotta give the remake another visit because in the past few years or so, I hear a lot of people talking about that movie. Like, it was kind of shit on when it came out. Like what, 2004, five or something.
2005
Yeah, but it seems to have a bit of a cult following.
is a really good movie. Like even if you never seen, because it really kind of has nothing to do with the original. It kind of just takes like the title House of Wax and kind of just revamps the story. They name one of the characters Vincent, I'm sure, because pay homage to Vincent Price.
Uh,
Um, and it's just a real. They get the atmosphere right, and it's actually a pretty good story.
well, I will have to check out the remake. But yeah, the original, fucking great. Um, all right, so this is a true in the wild thrift find
Ah,
here.
yes.
Okay, so I found this about a month ago after months of just not finding shit. I was about to give up. Like, you
Little
know
does
what?
it say I spell.
I'm not even gonna go to thrift stores anymore. And then I saw this.
I'm
This
giving up tape
is
hunting altogether.
I'm done.
Throwing in the towel.
This is an MCA copy of Jaws, the Rainbow MCA, and when I saw this, I was like, hey, I love Jaws. I know this is one of the very early releases. This is actually the first release of Jaws on VHS. And I was like, you know what? Let me see what this is going for on eBay just to, you know, to update my knowledge. And like $300 or something. And I got this for $4. So I was like, holy shit.
Incredible. That some people really don't know what they have. If they truly want to like, make a profit off of their collection, and these people are just giving it away. But there's so many like, especially with a movie like Jaws, there's so many copies of it that if you just don't know that there's multiple versions of it, you probably just think it's just a regular copy of Jaws.
Yeah. Yeah, I found that at a record store. Which, hey,
A rec-
tapehead tip number 3. Sometimes record stores have tapes.
right in the back underneath the cabinets.
Yeah. Usually in a big plastic tub or something. You
Yeah,
gotta
it's
dig
very
through.
hidden. You always have to ask just in case.
Yeah.
But
But I
$4
was
is a steal.
very excited to find that. I'm not gonna sell it. At least not right now. Don't plan on it. Gonna hang on to it.
But like, just
So
hold that up real quick. Look at that beautiful artwork right there.
look at that
That
fucking
is a work of
artwork.
fucking art.
Yeah.
Like
Good shit.
movie art and movie posters. I know we've talked about it before, but they used to just be so like, I don't know. There's so much character to it rather than just like photoshopped floating heads.
Yeah.
And that's so simple and effective. Like everyone knows If you say Jaws, you have that image immediately in your head
Yep.
of the shark coming out of the water.
And compare that to Evil Dead Rise, where it's the mom grinning all scary looking. And
Or it's a
like,
big fucking Photoshop cheese grater in the middle of the city that's the size of the building, which doesn't even have that much in the movie to do. Okay. That's what we do now. We take still shots of household items and say,
Yeah.
this weapon will destroy you. All right.
And it just scratched him on the leg a little bit. But oh my god, it's so brutal,
Nothing
dude.
the pediatrician can't handle. Sorry.
Oh god. All right,
Always
Doug, you are up next, my
Okay,
friend. What
so-
you got?
This was one of my holy grail tapes that I've been looking for a long time. And if people don't know, whoever's listening, I work at a music venue. And during the pandemic, music venues were not a thing. So I was out of work for about a year and a half from March 2020. My last day of work was March 12th, 2020. And I got back to work. We opened back up. Thankfully, music venues got to open up around like June 2021. So I decided to reward myself. And I said, fuck it. Now I'm not making government money. I'm making my own money. It's time to drop some fucking cash and get Killer Clowns, the media copy.
Hey.
This was going for a lot, and I don't know why. But me and Phil are not elitists here. Collecting is collecting, no matter whether you get on eBay, Craigslist, Facebook, in the wild. If you like movies, if you like collecting, you're a collector. So I got this.
No
on eBay.
gatekeeping here.
No gatekeeping whatsoever.
Yeah.
Some people look down on people who buy movies from eBay, but sometimes if you live in an area where they just don't have tapes, you need to find a way to get movies and
That's
to
true.
collect. So this was going for a lot on like eBay that I saw, between like some people were selling it for 300, 200, 180. Luckily I got this for like 120, but I was like, fuck it, I'm going to reward myself. This is like, I wouldn't say, yeah, this is not the highest priced tape that I ever bought. That goes to Microwave Massacre for 180 at one point, because I love that movie. But this was 120. I saw it like it was the lowest it's ever been. So I was like, I don't care. My job is back up. We opened again. I'm fucking excited to not be home every single day. I'm getting Killer Clowns. And it's just, I just love the way this cover looks. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Whoa, you look like Squidward in the reflection of that tape right there.
Hey, look at that. Hey, I'm in the movie.
Killer Phil's from outer North Carolina.
Yeah, that's a great tape. Media release of Killer Clowns. Top 5 movie for me.
Oh, top. My top 5 is always changing, but it's in there. It's either top 5 or top 10. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But it's just such a fun, like, practical effects galore.
Yeah.
It was one of the first movies I ever saw, horror movie wise, as like a kid.
Do a sequel already.
I don't know. I don't want it to ruin the legacy. I think we should maybe not do that.
Well, you know that a new product line is coming to Spirit this year. You bet your ass of that. It's like, my God, how much more merch can they make from that movie? Make a sequel or something.
Also, and all the masks from Killer Clowns kind of look like they went a couple rounds at Mike Tyson. They look pretty beat up.
Yeah. And I'm looking at you too, Trick or Treat. They're like,
Trick
hey,
or Treat should get a sequel, finally.
I think it's actually happening. We'll cover that on our horror news episode next week.
We'll have to do some more research.
Yeah.
All right, you're up, baby.
All right. Let me see here. Okay, so I found this tape in the wild, and it doesn't have a lot of significance. Actually, I haven't even watched this yet, but I thought it would be a good talking point. So this is a skate video from Black Label. So I picked this to ask you, did you grow up watching skate videos on VHS? Because I did.
Yeah, I had a couple. I used to get the CCS magazines, like the little like pamphlet that they ship to your house. Oh yeah. I ordered a real skateboard, like the brand real, not like an actual physical skateboard.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the real company. I ordered that, and my friend had my friend Steve. He still collects skate VHS tapes, and he loves skate videos. But we watched a Shorty's tape back in the day.
Fulfill the dream.
Yeah, it sounds right. That
Yeah.
sounds right. That one, and a couple others that I can't really recall, but yeah, they were fucking rad. They were always
Yeah,
fun to watch.
I wish I could find. So I had two Toy Machine videos, Welcome to
Mm,
Hell and Jump Off a Building.
that
Love those tapes.
yes, that Toy Machine one is definitely one that we
Yeah.
watched.
And when you think about it, skate videos were sort of like they weren't movies or TV show. It was kind of raw and different, sort of like I don't know, YouTube before YouTube. It was
Yeah,
just handheld, lots of cool music because the skaters would pick out their own songs.
listening to the soundtracks on the videos were always fun
Yeah,
because it was very curated to like the editing must have been so fun on those tapes. Because
yeah,
you could
but
really like curate the music to the the style that someone has skating.
yeah, and there's something kind of soothing about skate tapes. The sound of the wheels,
Yeah,
the pop of the board,
it's
and
like
yeah,
ASMR.
yeah. But yeah, I remember a couple months ago I was jogging down the sidewalk. Some kid on a skateboard rode by, and the sound of the wheels on the concrete. I was like, God, I miss that sound.
Did you ever skateboard? Did you skateboard back in the
Yeah,
day?
I did. I grew up skating a little bit. I wasn't very good. I could ollie a little bit.
Yeah.
When I broke my leg dropping in on a half pipe when I was like 11, I was like, you know what? Maybe the skating thing's not for me. I'm not very good at it, and breaking my leg sucked very badly in fourth grade. So don't want to
You
do that
must
again.
that shit almost like probably popped out of your flesh.
Dude, I had
Dropping
no
that half pipe.
business dropping in on this half pipe. This was like a 6 foot half pipe, which doesn't sound very big, but you stand on top of a 6 foot half pipe and put your board over the ledge, and you've never dropped
Terrifying.
in anything.
Terrifying.
I just ate shit. Foot came off the board, broke my tibia, like cracked it diagonally across the whole thing.
Holy
Hurt
hell.
so goddamn bad.
Yeah,
But
dude. People don't realize that when you're like, at least when you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try like skating some vert today or whatever, and you
yeah,
look at it from like the ground and it doesn't look that bad. When
yeah,
you get up there, and I've never done this skating, I've done this snowboarding, and I never went. I was in like the park or whatever, and me and my stepbrother they had this huge half pipe, and we snowboarded to like the top of it, and I was like, holy shit, it looks like you're literally just gonna fall off a cliff
yeah,
because the incline is so like
yeah.
pushed in that you just look over it. It doesn't look like the shape that it has that you're looking at it from the ground.
Yeah, I definitely should have started off on like, hey, a little 2 foot mini ramp or something and kind of get used to the feeling of dropping in and not start with like a foot of straight
Yeah.
vert with my flimsy ass 11-year-old body.
You went straight for the Olympian style.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna do a double axle pirouette off this half pipe.
All right, Doug, we got some tapes to get through. What you got, buddy?
Let's do it. All right, so this one I got at a great haul at Monster Mania. So there was this one guy who's unfortunately not there anymore because it was his last year of doing conventions last year. But he was the sweetest guy, always had banger tapes, and we would always drop like he would give us deals and we would drop like so much money. He would be our first stop on the vendor floor just because he always had really great tapes. He wasn't really overpricing them or anything, and he's just a nice guy. So he was we would always look forward to seeing him. And I did like this movie a whole lot when I saw it. It has Linnea Quigley in it. It's called Creepazoids.
Hey, I've seen that.
Very
It's
weird and ridiculous movie.
not a very good movie, but it's
No.
got some charm to it.
The little baby bit at the end when he's fighting like a child with fangs is pretty fun. Good little monster flick. I love the cover of it because it kind of looks like a sexy orgy version of Breakfast Club
Oh yeah,
with the
that was a cool
formation.
cover.
But yeah, I remember I got like in that haul, I got Creepazoids, I got Dolls, directed by Stuart Gordon. I got From Beyond by Stuart Gordon as well. Holly got Terror Vision for like $20, which is kind of unheard of, at least from my findings and research. But yeah, this one is always fun, and I never heard of Urban Classics Video on the spine here. What the fuck am I doing? I can't find the camera. Yeah, it has like that strip club neon light type of vibe.
Yeah, I like that.
It's just, yeah, it's a fun monster movie. And the green popping out behind the black cover, like the green font, is fun to look at.
Nice. Yeah. Good artwork there. Okay movie, not bad.
Yeah, it's a good movie to put on in the background.
Yeah, that's kind of how I watched it.
Yeah.
It's kind of very sci-fi original feeling.
Yeah, you could like tune
originals.
in and out of it and not miss anything. The plot's pretty straightforward, and it just gets ridiculous towards the end.
Yeah.
But Linnea Quigley is always fun to watch.
All right, so next tape for me. This is a sealed copy of Scream with the director's commentary.
Oh, yeah. I remember you talking about this.
By Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson. I bought this for, I think I paid $40 for it off of Mercari. And I was like, you know what? That's really cool. It's sealed. So I'm going to get it.
And that's a pretty rare tape, right?
Yeah.
Or very hard to find.
Yeah, sealed or not sealed. This is pretty rare. Kind of hard to find. But let me ask you this, Doug. How do you feel about sealed tapes? Some people say, hey, man, tapes are meant to be open and played. And sure, you're right. Some people like to find sealed tapes and kind of keep them as is. And hey, you're right too, because there's no right answers. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly. Yeah. Again, if it's what your preference is, I personally don't get enjoyment out of sealed tapes because I watch them and I like to open them and look at the tape and kind of do all that stuff. But I totally get having it in mint condition and displaying it as it is, because that has value too. It really doesn't matter. It's all about like what you want to do with it. And eventually, and the good thing about seal tapes is that if you want to open up, you could.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's something. I mean, look, when you're out thrifting and maybe you find a jacket that you like and it's got the tags on it, there's something about finding an item that's brand new, never been touched, worn, opened, or whatever. Like, we understand that inherently, So I get the appeal of sealed tapes. I don't understand the grading of VHS tapes. I think that's ridiculous.
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
When people grade them like like Pokemon cards, like, oh yeah, this is a 9.4. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like it's all nonsense.
Ooh, like cramp. Okay. Keep talking. It's early in the morning. I haven't.
You gotta take some Tylenol this morning. Are you sitting on a fucking patio chair?
No, this is a bungee cord chair. Very comfy. These are really cool.
Looks like you got that at Ashley's Furniture.
In
the
Goodwill.
Outdoor section.
Goodwill. For like $8. This thing's like $100 new. But god damn it, yeah. Ooh. Cramps suck. I ran like
Charlie horse.
I ran like 20 miles this week, so my hamstrings are just screaming at me.
Especially since you were out of commission from dying. Your body needs to get back to tip-top shape.
Oh yeah, I was struggling to get back into it. But anyway, cramp over. Graded VHS. Not for me.
Nonsense.
Pretty fucking stupid if you ask me.
Especially if you're grading like, here's a Super Mario Brothers tape for $12,000. It's gonna go higher in value. It's like no one cares about that just because it's in a special case.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's just nonsense. Like those are, again, collect how you want to collect, but I feel like people just do that. They don't do it for the love of movies. They do it to just flip it for a profit.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit greedy. I don't know who's going to buy a tape for, $5,000 that you could find at a thrift shop for $5 kind of doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know, but if you check eBay's sold listings, you see some crazy stuff, you know.
I wouldn't want to hurt my own feelings looking at that.
Yeah, could be money laundering, kind of like the Disney Black Diamond bullshit. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I know what that is.
So, if you check eBay, there's like this Black Diamond series of Disney VHS, and a lot of them have sold for thousands of dollars, and people are like, "Why in the hell?" And they're not even that rare. So if you walk into a thrift store right now, you'll find a Black Diamond copy of Aladdin. And if you try to put it on eBay, it's not going to sell. But yet there's still sold listings of tapes like that for like $4,000. So I think it's money laundering. I don't know.
So what does the Black Diamond tapes entail? Like, what does it look like? Like, what makes it Black Diamond?
There's just a black diamond on the spine of the tape. That's it.
I mean, and so many thrift shops have Disney tapes, like thousands of Disney tapes.
They're worthless. So.
I was gonna say, do you know what like the most? Or I think it's like the most rare Disney tape there is. You might know. I just heard about it like a year ago, and I was so fascinated in it because I do remember someone checking like a sold listing of that tape. And it sold for like $20,000 or something. Is
it the Cinderella that has the dicks on the cover?
Like no, on the... I think that's Little Mermaid, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
More dicks on other covers?
Yeah, there's like on the
Disney's
castle.
A bunch of perverts.
Yeah, on the castle, there's a hidden dick in the drawing, and they didn't realize it when it was released, so they had to re-release the tape.
Oh yeah, I think that was the Little Mermaid. With like the golden castle, the golden dicks.
Yeah, I like how you made a jerking off motion. You're like with the fucking big old
the golden dicks in the back of the mermaid. I wonder if they're gonna do that for this one. But no, apparently it's Cars. Oh, really? Pixar. Is that Pixar or Disney?
I think that's Pixar.
All right, that's what I meant then. Apparently Cars is very rare, and if you find it out in the wild, you could sell it for a couple $1,000s.
Well,
this is just hearsay.
All right, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, apparently it's very, very hard to find anywhere.
But if all right, Doug, we got about 20 minutes left. I gotta massage some necks and cash some checks. So what you got over there?
All right. You gotta break out the petroleum jelly on these.
Don't write me a check, please. Cash card, Venmo. I love when somebody writes me a check. They're like, "Hey, here you go." Oh, and also here's an errand to run. That's cool.
It's not 1995 anymore. We don't do IOUs or checks. My mom.
All right, what tape you got?
All right, let's see. What I have a couple left. I'm trying to decide what I want to go with. I could break out an old classic, Old Faithful, just because this is one of my favorite looking tapes. And when I bought this, when I cracked open the tape, it had a Blockbuster sticker on it. So someone obviously bought this puppy at Blockbuster. My favorite Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan.
Hey.
This is one of my favorite covers ever.
I sold you that tape.
Oh yeah.
Like 3 years ago.
That's why I picked it out.
Yeah.
So before, I'm pretty sure we told the story, but yeah.
Like 2 years before we even, well, maybe not that long, but it was before we actually started.
The pandemic.
Yeah, because I had Spook House Video for a while. I would just sell tapes. I made a little Instagram page for it, and you bought a tape from me, and we had trouble getting it to you because it had like your old address up there, and we had to talk about it a little bit. And actually, that tape might be the reason why we're co-hosts today.
I think so.
Sort of planted the seed right there.
Blockbuster tape, Blockbuster sticker right on the tape. Yeah, I don't remember how we like followed each other on social media or anything like that, but yeah, I saw you post a whole bunch of tapes that I wanted, so I bought a couple. I forgot what other ones I bought. But yeah, for some reason my PayPal had my old address on it. It wouldn't let me change it. And then I feel like the first time we started talking was like Malignant, and we would just like post whatever, and we would just comment back and forth.
Yeah, I think maybe that was one of the first episodes we did. But yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
because you violently hated it, and then I was defending it.
Still do.
Even though you didn't rewatch it,
That's true.
maybe you're gonna do it for my birthday this year.
Maybe. I'll think about it. No, I do want to rewatch it.
You know,
sorta.
we're gonna watch it in California.
Oh yeah. Hey, Halloween 45 convention. Me and Doug will be there.
We'll
gonna be fun.
in California on the West Coast, sweating our fucking nipples off.
Eating some street burritos. Checking out some movie locations. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm super excited.
All right. I just want to show off this tape. I'm getting tattooed on Monday, and after seeing the cover of this just now, I'm like, maybe I'll get that tattooed. Because I still don't know what I want, but this was in the recent haul that I got. I just love this movie. I love the artwork for it. Night of the Creeps. I mean...
Solid movie.
Solid movie.
And a really fun tape to look at. Very dope artwork. Tom
Speaking
Atkins.
Speaking of good artwork, I mean, this is awesome. But yeah, I think that would make a nice tattoo. Dude holding the flowers.
Yeah, that would be badass. I mean, you don't really need the window in front of him.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that. Like, But one of my favorite movies, I now have 2 copies of this because I bought a very beat to shit copy of it off of Mercari, I believe.
I'll buy that
like
one from you.
Rip cover, smells like cigarettes, still plays. Yeah. But I think I got it for like $30 or something. So I was like, you know what? I've wanted to own that movie for a while, so I got it. And then this was in the recent tape haul, and I screamed like a little child when I saw it when I was digging through the bins.
It does make you feel like a little child, like in like a mall or something.
Dude, I was like a kid that just got a N64 for Christmas. In like,
oh yeah, Tony Hawk Pro Skater already loaded onto it.
Oh my god. I was like, yes. This is amazing.
Almost came in your pants. This
little bit.
This close.
Little bit.
Little drippage.
All right, Doug, what you got over there?
I can't believe you got that huge haul.
Dude.
Even for those 2 tapes alone. Anything else doesn't matter. I mean, all the other tapes that you found in there were cool. But like those 2 were like the bangers. That makes the $60 worth it.
Hey, I paid my dues, okay? I was overdue for that haul. I mean, you don't know how many thrift stores I go into and I walk out empty-handed and I'm like, well, that was a waste of 15 minutes. So you just gotta stay consistent, you know?
Yeah, and don't be afraid to check anywhere.
Yeah. When Michael Jordan missed his first 3-pointer, you think he just gave up? No.
And then he won like 6 championships.
Yeah, exactly. So go win your championship. Hit up
Dennis
Craigslist.
Rodman was hanging out in Vegas for 48 hours. He came back and won more championships.
Sometimes now I want to watch The Last Dance.
I've seen that documentary 3 times. I fucking love that documentary so much.
I've only seen it once, and you're right. It's amazing.
I
want to rewatch it.
Dude, I don't know if I ever told you this, but me and my dad, so my dad used to have season tickets for the Knicks in like the 90s. And I went to a couple of games with him, and one of the games we went to, it was like the Knicks versus Bulls, where Michael Jordan dropped 50 points on the Knicks. And everyone, well, I love Michael Jordan, so I was like, hey! But like everyone, when we came back on the Long Island Railroad, they just had their heads down, they were shaking. It was like fucking 9/11. They're like, I fucking can't believe the Knicks just lost. This is fucking unreal. Grown men were crying. Maybe not that far, but they were really upset.
Shout out to Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Everyone, we all had those starter jackets, baby.
Oh, actually, I have a Chicago Bulls tape on VHS. It was
really?
included in like some lot that I bought off eBay. I was like,
oh, no way.
Hell yeah.
I would love to see that whenever you pull it out.
Yeah, growing up, I had some Michael Jordan tapes. There was like, I forgot the name of it, but
I remember there being the basketball mixtapes and everything were badass to watch. The Bulls were just phenomenal. Anyway, we're getting off topic like usual.
Hey, go Bulls.
We're talking about Taylor Swift and the Chicago Bulls. What the fuck you want from us?
All right, Doug.
Uh,
How many tapes you got? You got like what? One more?
sure, we can do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah,
Or hey,
so
we could do a speed round. How about that?
we could do that. I got 3 more tapes left
Let's
in
hear them.
general. But so this first one, again, not really a horror movie, but Savage Streets. It has Linda Blair and Linnea Quigley in it as well. I fucking love this movie. This is
Never
one of my
seen it.
favorite. You never seen it?
No.
The most like textbook ridiculous like bad boy villains are in this movie. Some dude has a like the main villain has a razor blade as an earring. If that explains it for you, it's so good. It's so ridiculous. The story's actually really fun. Linda Blair's a badass. It's like a heightened. It takes place in L.A. It's like a heightened, like John Wick type of world because every like they go to a bar and there's just fights breaking out.
Yeah.
It's just so ridiculous and it's really really fun and very gritty. And I sought after this tape for a hot minute and finally found it for a decent price. Also, love the Vestron video copies of tapes and very satisfying, like pastel blue cover. Love it.
I will give that a watch.
Yes, it's
I've always heard the name, but just never saw it.
Yeah, I feel like you really like it. It's really just a fun movie.
Nice.
Up next, we got Brain Damage.
Hey. All right.
Classic
Good movie.
Classic movie. And when I first saw it over the pandemic, I needed this tape because it has very. I feel like this was, what's his name? I can't think of who directed it. Who did Basket Case? Frank Henenlotter.
Yeah.
This was his like. He watched a couple David Lynch movies and was trying his shot at just being very like surreal and unnatural. And this was like kind of like a drug trip of a movie. But the tape is very satisfying to look at. This movie's hilarious in all the weirdest ways.
Yeah.
One of the best blowjob scenes in a movie. One of the best club scenes in a horror movie, I think.
One of the best shower scenes.
Shower scenes, yes.
Bare man ass.
Adorable. Oh yeah. If you like very muscular man asses, this movie's for you.
I think I sold you that tape as well.
I bought this on Mercari.
Oh, really?
Unless you sold stuff on Mercari.
I have sold a copy of Brain Damage at some. Wait, no, I think I sold that at like Fear Fest or something last year. So.
And you didn't want to keep it? You didn't want to hold on to it?
Well, Doug, my philosophy is it's the VHS circle of life. I'll hang on to a tape for a little while. I'll watch it, spend a little time with it. I'll take it to a convention or something, and somebody comes up and they get stoked about it. They're excited to find that tape, and we share a conversation about it. And then I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'll sell this tape, and then it goes to them. And
that's a very wholesome, fatherly way of looking at the circle of life when it comes to taping. I have a hard time letting things go because
don't get me wrong. There's certain tapes where I'm like, no fucking way I'm selling this tape. But I try not to get too attached to any physical item, but as well as tapes. So
and you could always get it back,
Sure.
And when you're in desperate, again, the good thing about like collecting, again, like you said, there's one aspect of giving it to someone who like really wants it and needs it. That's always fun watching someone else's excitement. And if you just need, sometimes you just need extra money for life things, adult things. Yep. And we do have things that cost a little bit of money, so it's okay to let it go. I'm also a crazy person. I like having a full bookcase. So I do like having the tapes. But I have sold some things in the past when I really needed to. This stuff, but some stuff is just like, you kind of work hard to get it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to let it go, but yeah, sometimes you just need to.
Such is life,
Being adults is a very fun thing.
Not really.
No, not at all. I do have one more tape though in the speed round.
All right, what you got?
I think we got underrated Jamie Lee Curtis slasher movie. Love this tape. Terror Train.
Terror Train. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Love the mystery aspect of the movie. The whole twist and everything is incredible.
I think that Terror Train is it's a better shot movie than Prom Night, but I like Prom Night more.
I've never actually seen the original Prom Night.
It's fun. You'll like it.
I've seen Prom Night 2, which I really like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had that on VHS as well. Prom Night 2. I don't have the original.
I have it if you want it. I could trade it for you for Night of the Creeps.
Wait, what's the trade?
I'm kidding.
Oh,
I said Night of the Creeps. You didn't even hear it. You're like, that's crazy to say.
hey, I'll trade you Killer Clowns Media for Night of the Creeps.
You could suck my one ball.
What about Night of the Creeps and I don't know. We'll talk shop.
Have
We'll
you
talk
ever been
turkey
big
later.
on trading tapes?
I have. I mean, I made that trade a couple weekends ago, but not usually.
I find it difficult for people to agree on like a trade because like it obviously needs to match the same value. But this one dude, I forgot his real name. I don't know if Cosmo is his real name, but there's this dude that I talked to on social media, really cool dude. And we made a really solid trade. I had Hard Rock Zombies. And he sent me a couple of tapes, like pictures of them, and he's like, "Hey, I don't really like giallo movies like that, but I know you're a fan." And he took a picture for me of Torso. And that's like one of my most sought after tapes. I've never seen it ever on eBay in the wild, nothing. But I fucking love this movie. And he was like, "We can trade." And I'm like, "Okay." So I was like trying to figure out like something of like the right value, but it was so hard. And and I'm not really a big fan of Hard Rock Zombies, but I know it's like a nice tape for people to have if and especially if you love it. But I was trying to find, I didn't want to like obviously give him like a shitty tape.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think it's a solid trade. And he was like, "Yeah, I've never seen it. And I always wanted to. So yeah, sure."
That's
and,
awesome.
it was mutual. So yeah, I feel like if you're not trying to screw somebody over, trade is always nice.
Yeah. I mean, the opportunity hasn't really presented itself very often. Like, hey, I'll trade you this for that.
Yeah.
So,
It's very I feel like the trades are few and far between. I'd rather buy something like straight up rather than like get rid of something in my collection.
yeah.
All right, what do you got next?
All right, this might be my last tape. All right, this was a part of the haul. I've been looking for this tape for a while now. This is Trick or Treat.
Story of a Girl. Oh, hell yeah, baby.
And talk about killer artwork. So I just saw this movie for the first time a couple of years ago. Growing up, you hear an opinion of a movie from somebody and they're like, "Oh, that movie sucks. You don't want to watch that." So you just think that your entire life. And then you watch the movie and form your own opinion. You're like, "Wait a second, this movie's awesome. What the hell is this person talking about?" That's what happened with this movie. Because Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons are in this movie.
Oh,
and
it's
on
great.
some of the newer DVD releases, it's just their faces on the cover, which is a total disservice to the movie because they're barely in it. But
Probably just to sell copies of it.
but this movie's great. I mean, I've been looking for it for a long time.
I always love that spine. I haven't seen the movie, and I told you that I need to fast track it to the top of my list. I never could find where to watch it, which is why I never watched it. It always reminded me of like Hack-O-Lantern.
Yeah, I mean, it's I would say this is the best movie that blends horror and heavy metal.
Oh, badass.
So,
right.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it like a musical?
Watch. No, not at all. I said I like the movie. I'm not a musical guy.
One of your favorite movies are like Gone with the Wind or Cats or something?
I can't do musicals. I don't know why, but if people start singing it, I'm like, I'm out.
I could do like Grease. I love Grease so much. Grease is one of my favorites. Musicals are really not my thing, but there's a couple. There's a couple in there.
Oh my god! Hey, Sandy, come back!
Sandy. John Travolta pretending like he likes women is very fun. No,
Whoa!
That's what we call acting, baby.
Pretending to not be a total fucking weirdo.
They're like he doesn't want to bite all the cast members' ass cheeks while giving them a massage.
Oh, that's right. He is so I hate him even more now. So I am a massage therapist.
Well, yeah, he was some dude was giving him a massage and he kept on like forcing himself onto the masseuse. By the way, you still need to tell me that story of what happened.
I am not gonna tell it right here.
No, 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 not right here.
Oh yeah, about the creepy boomer that came in the other day. Yeah, I'll tell you about it later. It wasn't anything over the top, but I was like this close to being like, get the fuck off my table, dude.
You have one of the most vulnerable jobs ever because it's your studio. It's just you and another person.
Trust me, I get weirded out by the concept too. I mean,
hopefully you have like a bat in the corner. I didn't see one.
Most of my clients are super cool and lovely people I've worked with for years, but whenever you get a new client, it's like, all right, please don't be weird.
Yeah, there's really
Sometimes
no like vetting process of
yeah
telling if someone is kind of strange or not.
Yeah. All right. Well,
keeps it entertaining though, I'm sure.
All right, Doug, you got any more tapes over there?
No.
Next topic. All the tapes. Okay. All right, one more real quick. I picked this up a couple weekends ago in Tennessee. So this is a HBO video release of Dawn of the Dead. I picked this up for only $5, and I saw the price tag on it. I was like, that's really cheap for that tape. He was like, yeah, the reason it's so cheap is because there's like this oily film on it. So if you can see here, it almost has like this greenish tint to it. And look at the spool here.
Oh, yeah. It's like someone blew cigarette smoke at it for like 30 years.
It's not cigarette smoke. It's this oily substance, and it smells like, I don't know, like turpentine or something. I'm getting kind of high just smelling it. I don't know what the hell spilled on this tape, but we had a good laugh about it, and it was a good
story.
Yeah, it was a good story, and the guy was really cool, and I was like, you know what, for $5, I'll take that greasy ass tape. So
you should sell that at Fear Fest. You get rid of that. Your house is gonna explode somehow.
Yeah, I'm scared to put this in my VCR. I feel like
it's gonna catch fire or something.
Catch on fire. But I don't know what's on that tape. It will remain a mystery. So I had to pick it up because, hey, every tape tells a story, you know?
Wow, so beautifully and poetically said. And that cover is really badass.
Yeah, it is. But it's kind of true. Like, I would love to know the journey of some of the tapes that I have, because you find the, you know, like on this Trick or Treat tape, it's got the, oh, this one doesn't have the video store sticker, but I love when they do.
Oh, you know what's always fun too?
Video Whiz.
Video Whiz.
Yeah, where the hell was Video Whiz? Who owned that store?
Never even heard of that name.
Who rented this tape? How did a video store in Kansas, how did this tape get to North Carolina?
Yeah, right? Like, where has it been before? I love seeing, I love opening up a tape and the receipt still being inside.
Oh, yeah.
On my TCM2, there's a receipt of someone that bought it at a Blockbuster, or no, a Hollywood Video, for like $3 or something like that in like the 90s. And somehow that receipt was just lodged in there, that no one ever threw it out, and it just, that's just amazing.
That is cool.
It's still standing. Like, it didn't disintegrate. The receipt is still in there, and I'm never throwing it out because it's wonderful.
Have you ever found any odd items in VHS tapes? I keep hoping to find money one day. Like
imagine
a stack of $100 bills.
That'd be great. That's some money laundering shit. That might be how they get the money to the other, like the mob with the grading videos.
Sometimes when I'm at thrift stores and I see like a huge Bible, like some old family Bible, I'll skim through it to see if somebody hid money in there, because sometimes people do that. I sound like a total piece of shit.
I was saying that's some like hillbilly shit that I would never think of, but also very national treasure. You never know what you could find. People hide shit all the time.
Yeah.
And then they probably die, and then their shit gets taken somewhere, and people forget about it.
I found a family photo in a tape once. It was like somebody as a kid. It was just a random family photo inside the VHS box. I thought that was kind of cool.
That's really creepy. Even creepier, you should have hung it up. You should have like framed it and put it on your desk or something.
I think I still have it. I don't know. I have to search for it.
Then that plan can still be in motion. Yeah, I never found anything weird inside of tapes other than like the receipts. I I have seen tapes and bought tapes. Like I have this Bring It On tape that someone marked up with like a pencil, and they drew like devil horns on Kirsten Dunst and said like she sucks, and like drew an arrow
That's hilarious.
pointing towards her. And I was like, I need to pick this up just because.
Good
it's so
movie, by
ridiculous.
the way.
What?
Good movie, by the way.
Oh, so underrated. Love that fucking movie. I could quote it for some reason.
That was one of the first movies I ever got on DVD. I remember watching that on my PS2 because they were DVD players as well.
Yeah,
and that
that's
was
right.
my first DVD player. So I remember
too.
playing ATV Off-Road Fury,
Yes.
watching some Bring It On.
I bought a PS2 just for Grand Theft Auto 3.
Yeah.
Just to like blow everything up. And yeah, I had before collecting tapes, I had a fucking bookcase full of DVDs.
Same here. Yeah.
I don't remember the first DVD. That's pretty insane that you remember one of the first DVDs you had.
The first one I ever bought was I went to Target with my mom and I bought Resident Evil when it first came
what a
out.
pile of shit.
It holds a special place in my heart. I think
For
it's
nostalgic purposes.
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely got some cheese to it, but I think it's I don't know. It's certainly not the worst zombie movie out there, but it's got some cool moments to it.
Listen, I'm not judging you for movies that are garbage that you love.
Maybe it's that new metal soundtrack, baby.
It could, dude. My Plague Slipknot was on that bad boy.
He's damn right it was.
I remember watching that video and was like, "Yes, give me Iowa." Also, a very underrated Slipknot album. Did you guys have Sam Goody down there?
No, it wasn't very common where I grew up anyway.
I didn't really start shopping at Target until like mid 2000s. It was like to get CDs and VHS and stuff like that. We always went to, it was either Blockbuster. We had this place called Coconuts, which was bought out by FYE, which we bought CDs and DVDs there. They had like a XXX section in the back that was like blacked out by like curtains. Sam Goody and the Wiz was another one.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was this other place, very short-lived place that was in the mall called The Wall.
All right. Yeah, I know we had FYE down here, but there's still FYEs open. You can sometimes get good steelbooks, like 4K horror steelbooks there.
That's pretty rad. That I can't imagine there's a lot of FYEs open.
Exactly, and they got them like marked down because they're going out of business, so you can sometimes
Same
find
thing.
deals.
Like yeah, that was the downfall of Blockbuster. I remember in 2011, I called asking if they were hiring, and he's like, "We're going out of business." So no.
Damn it. I would love to continue this conversation. I feel like we could talk another hour about tapes and video stores
absolutely.
and
We
stuff.
could break out
but
20 more.
we could. I would love to, but unfortunately I got to get to work. Have a client coming in like 30 minutes. So I got to hurry up and
limbs.
hurry up and get on over there. But this was a lot of fun. We got to do this again.
Hell yeah, this could be like a monthly segment or whatever.
Sounds good to me.
Deviating from the norm. But this week we are going to do a news episode in the horror world, talking all things entertainment, Hollywood, and all that stuff. What's going on, what's being filmed, who's being cast, and what.
Lots of big news stories. So
yeah, there's a whole lot of good stuff coming up, it seems like, and kind of just mid-tier stuff. We could talk about it all.
We'll get into all of it at another time, but for now, we gotta say goodbye. Doug, love you very much. Always a pleasure talking to you.
Love you, Daddy-O.
All right. Later, everybody.